I'm Emma, and I found out my husband had been sleeping with my dying mother the same day we buried her. He told me at the funeral, right there in front of the casket, while my aunt was still crying into a tissue 10 feet away. He said it like a confession, like he thought I'd understand. I thought grief was the worst thing I'd feel that day. I was wrong. The funeral was small. November rain, a rented hall that smelled like lilies and old carpet. My mother had been sick for 8 months, stage 4 pancreatic cancer. We'd known it was coming. I wore black, he wore a navy suit. He'd been so helpful during those final weeks, driving her to appointments, sitting with her when I couldn't, bringing her tea. I thought he was being kind. After the service, people lingered. My brother was talking to the pastor. My dad, my stepdad technically, since Mom remarried when I was 12, was outside smoking. That's when Derek pulled me into the side hallway. His face was red, his eyes were wet. "Emma, I need to tell you something." I thought someone had said something cruel. I thought he was upset. "I've been carrying this," he said. "I can't anymore." "What?" He looked at the floor. "Your mom and we got close, really close, in her last few weeks." I didn't understand. "What do you mean close?" He swallowed. "We were intimate." The word hit me like a slap. "What?" "I was comforting her. She was so scared, Emma. She didn't want to die alone, and you were working so much, and it happened." I stared at him. "You're telling me you fucked my mother?" He flinched. "It wasn't like that. She was dying." I know, but she wanted it. She asked me to." I slapped him. Hard. Right there in the hallway. He didn't fight back. He just stood there, hand on his cheek, looking at me like I was the one who'd done something wrong. "Emma, please, get away from me." I needed to tell you. I couldn't keep lying. You think this is honesty? You think telling me at her funeral makes you a good person? People were starting to notice. My aunt appeared in the doorway. "Everything okay?" I couldn't speak. Derek turned to her. "I told her about me and Linda." My aunt's face went pale. "You told her? Wait, you knew?" My aunt looked at me, then at him. "Sweetie, your mom, she talked to me about it. She said Derek had been very kind, very present." I felt like I was losing my mind. "She told you?" She said she didn't want to die without feeling wanted one more time. I looked between them. "So you all just decided this was fine?" My aunt reached for my hand. "Honey, she was dying. She wasn't thinking clearly. And Derek was just fucking her while I was at work?" Silence. I turned and walked out. I drove alone. Derek tried to follow me to the car, but I locked the doors and pulled away before he could get in. I didn't cry. I couldn't. I just kept replaying it. The nights I'd come home late from the hospital where I worked as a nurse. The nights Derek said he'd checked in on Mom. The nights she seemed lighter, less afraid. I thought he was talking her through her fear. I didn't know he was in her bed. When I got home, he was already there. He'd gotten a ride for my brother. He was sitting on the couch. "Emma, we need to talk." "No. Please, I know this is horrible. I know you hate me, but I need you to understand. She was so lonely, and I thought if I could just make her feel loved one more time." "Stop." I stood in the doorway. "Did you love her?" He hesitated. "I cared about her." "Did you love her?" "No." "Then what the hell was it?" He looked at his hands. "I don't know." That's when I saw it. A piece of paper on the kitchen counter. An envelope. Her handwriting. I walked over and picked it up. It was addressed to me, but it had been opened. "Did you read this?" Derek stood up. "She asked me to give it to you, after." "After she died?" "Yes." "And you opened it?" "I wanted to make sure it wasn't, I don't know, something that would hurt you more." I pulled out the letter. It was 2 pages, handwritten, shaky letters. "My dearest Emma, I know this will be hard to understand, but I need you to know that Derek made my last days bearable. He didn't judge me. He didn't pity me. He made me feel like a woman again, not just a dying body. I asked him to do this. He resisted at first, but I convinced him. Please don't hate him. He gave me a gift. I've made some changes to my will. I wanted to make sure he's taken care of. He deserves it. I love you. Always. Mom. I read it 3 times. Then I looked at Derek. What changes? He didn't answer. Derek, what changes did she make? She left me the house. The room tilted. What? The house, the one she and your stepdad bought. She left it to me. That's my childhood home. I know. She left it to you? Not me? Not my brother? She said she wanted me to have security after everything. I felt my throat close. You fucked her and she rewrote her will. It wasn't like that. What else? He hesitated. There's a life insurance policy. She added me as a beneficiary. How much? $150,000? I sat down. I couldn't breathe. I called my brother that night. Did you know about the will? Silence. Josh, did you know? Derek told me yesterday. And you didn't think to warn me? Emma, I didn't know about the other thing. I thought she just wanted to help him out. He's been struggling with work and you fucked her. I know. He told me today, after you left. And I don't know, Em. It's fucked up, but she's gone, and fighting over money isn't going to bring her back. I hung up. The next morning, I called a lawyer. Her name was Caroline Voss. She specialized in estate law. I sat in her office and told her everything. She took notes. How long was your mother in hospice care? 6 weeks. And when was the will changed? I don't know. He won't show me the document. Do you have access to her medical records? I'm her daughter. I was her healthcare proxy. Good. Get them. All of them. I need to see her cognitive state in the weeks before she signed. You think she wasn't capable? I think if she was on heavy pain medication, there's a case for undue influence. I felt something stir in my chest. Hope. Derek started texting me. You're really going to do this? She wanted me to have it. You're disrespecting her memory. Then my aunt called. Emma, sweetheart, Derek is devastated. He says you're trying to contest the will. I am. Why? Your mother made her wishes clear. She was dying, Aunt Beth. She was on fentanyl and morphine. She wasn't thinking straight. She knew exactly what she was doing. Did she? Or did he convince her? Silence. You're being cruel. He fucked her. She was an adult. She made a choice. She was dying, and she deserved to feel loved. I hung up. Then my stepfather called. Emma, I know you're upset, but your mother's will is clear. I think you should let this go. You're okay with this? I'm not okay with any of it, but she's gone, and fighting won't bring her back. He manipulated her. You don't know that. I'm going to prove it. He sighed. Then you're going to lose your family over this. I already did. Caroline subpoenaed the hospice records. It took 2 weeks. When they came, I sat in her office and read them. Mom had been on fentanyl drip for the last 4 weeks of her life. The dosage was increased 3 times. There were notes about confusion, disorientation, hallucinations. One note, dated October 18th, patient asked if her daughter had visited today. Daughter has been here for 3 hours. Patient does not recognize her. I felt sick. This is enough, Caroline said. For what? For arguing she wasn't of sound mind. Then she showed me something else. A visitor log. Derek had signed in 23 times in the last 6 weeks. 12 of those visits were late at night, after I'd left. There's one more thing, Caroline said. She handed me a printed email. It was from the hospice nurse manager. Hi, Miss Voss. Per your request, I've reviewed our internal notes. One of our night nurses, Jenna Calloway, flagged a concern on October 20th. She reported hearing a male voice in the patient's room. When she entered, the visitor, identified as Derek Holm, patient's stepmother, was sitting very close to the patient. The nurse noted the patient appeared distressed, but did not file a formal complaint. Jenna is willing to speak with you if needed. I looked up. Can we use this? Yes. We met with Jenna at a coffee shop. She was young, maybe 26, nervous. I didn't want to cause trouble, she said, but something felt wrong. What did you see? I walked in to check her vitals. He was holding her hand, but the way he was looking at her, it wasn't familial. Did she seem coherent? No, she was pretty out of it. She kept calling him by a different name. What name? Richard. I think that was her ex-husband. I nodded. My biological father. Did he correct her? No. I felt my stomach turn. Is there anything else? She hesitated. There was one night, October 22nd. I came in to give her meds. He was adjusting her blanket, but she wasn't wearing her gown anymore. Silence. Did you report it? I told my supervisor. She said unless the patient complained, there was nothing we could do. Caroline leaned forward. Would you be willing to testify? Jenna looked at me, then nodded. Yes. But that's not the twist. The twist came 3 days later. Caroline called me. Emma, I need you to sit down. What? I pulled the life insurance policy. And? There are 2 beneficiaries. I know, Derek and my mother. Derek and my mother's hospice nurse, a woman named Lillian Cross. I froze. Who the hell is Lillian Cross? She was the primary daytime nurse for the last 3 weeks of your mother's life. Why would my mother leave her money? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. Caroline tracked Lillian down. She agreed to meet. We sat in a booth at a diner. Lillian was in her 50s, tired eyes, calm voice. I didn't ask for the money, she said. Then why did she add you? She said I reminded her of her sister, the one who died young. That doesn't make sense. Lillian looked at me. Your mother was very confused near the end. She talked about a lot of people. Most of them were dead. But she was lucid enough to change her will? I don't know. I was never there when the lawyer came. The lawyer came to the hospice? Yes, twice. I looked at Caroline. Did you know that? No. Lillian continued. The second time, your husband was there. Derek? Yes. He and the lawyer were in the room for maybe 20 minutes. I wasn't allowed in. Who was the lawyer? I don't remember his name, but he gave me his card once. She pulled out her phone, scrolled. Here, Lawrence Pendleton. Caroline's face went white. What? I said. Lawrence Pendleton was disbarred last year. We filed a petition to void the will. Grounds: undue influence, lack of mental capacity, fraud, due to the disbarred lawyer. Derek hired his own attorney, a man named Greg Stillwell, expensive suit, shark smile. The hearing was set for January 14th. In the weeks leading up, Derek tried everything. He sent flowers, he sent apology texts, he sent my brother to talk sense into me. My brother sat across from me at a coffee shop. Emma, this is tearing the family apart. The family was torn apart the second he touched her. She's dead. Let her rest. She can't rest because he's parading around with her money. It's not about the money. You're right. It's about the fact that he fucked our dying mother and then convinced her to pay him for it. Josh looked away. I don't know what you want me to say. I want you to be on my side." "I am." "Then prove it." He didn't come to the hearing. The courtroom was small, just a county probate judge. Judge Marion Hales. She was in her 60s, sharp, no nonsense. Derek sat on one side with Greg Stillwell. I sat on the other with Caroline. Jenna was in the back. So was Lillian. The judge reviewed the medical records first, then the visitor logs, then the depositions. Greg argued that my mother had been coherent, that she'd made her wishes clear, that I was simply bitter about being left out. Caroline countered with the nurse testimony. Jenna described the late-night visits, the disorientation, the distress. Lillian confirmed that the lawyer who drafted the will had been disbarred. Then Caroline introduced one more piece of evidence, a voicemail. "Your Honor, this is a voicemail my client's mother left on her phone on October 25th, 3 days before she signed the will." The judge allowed it. We played it. My mother's voice, slurred, weak. "Emma, baby, I don't know where I am. They keep telling me things. I don't remember signing anything. Did I sign something? I'm so tired." The courtroom was silent. Greg tried to object. "Your Honor, this proves nothing. She was medicated. That doesn't mean—" "It means," Judge Hale said, "that she was not of sound mind." She looked at Derek. "Mr. Holm, did you have a sexual relationship with the deceased?" Greg started to speak. "Let him answer," the judge said. Derek looked at me, then at the judge. "Yes." "While she was in hospice care?" "Yes." "And you were aware that she was on heavy pain medication?" "Yes." "And you were present when the will was changed?" Silence. "Mr. Holm?" "Yes." Judge Hales closed the file. "I'm voiding the will." The house reverted to the estate, split between me and Josh. The life insurance was divided the same way. Derek got nothing. He tried to appeal. It was denied. But the victory didn't feel like I thought it would. My family barely spoke to me. My aunt stopped returning my calls. My stepfather sent one text. "I hope you're happy." Josh came to my house once. "You won." "Yeah." "Was it worth it?" I looked at him. "He raped her, Josh." She said yes. She didn't know what she was saying. He left. I haven't seen him since. It's been 2 years. I sold the house. I couldn't stand to be in it. I used the money to go back to school. I'm getting my master's in social work now. I want to help people who've been manipulated, coerced, taken advantage of when they were vulnerable. I ran into Derek once at a grocery store. He was with someone new, a woman, older, maybe 60. She looked frail. He saw me. I saw him. He looked away. I didn't. Last month, I got a call from Caroline. "Emma, you need to see this." She sent me a link. A news article. "Local man arrested for elder exploitation." I clicked. There was Derek's face. The article said he'd been in a relationship with a woman named Margaret Poole. She was 64, terminally ill. She'd added him to her will. Then she died. Her daughter contested it, and when they investigated, they found a pattern. 3 other women, all elderly, all sick, all had changed their wills in his favor. One of them was Lillian Cross, the hospice nurse. She'd died 6 months after my mother, and Derek had been named in her will, too. The police contacted me. They wanted my testimony. I gave it. Derek's facing 15 years. I visited my mother's grave last week. I brought flowers, yellow roses, her favorite. I sat on the grass and talked to her. I told her I was sorry. Sorry I didn't see it. Sorry I didn't protect her. Sorry she died thinking no one loved her. But I also told her something else. I told her I forgave her. Not for what she did, but for being human. For being scared. For wanting to feel alive one more time before the end. I don't know if she can hear me, but I said it anyway. People ask me if I regret it. fighting the will, losing my family, all of it. And I tell them the truth. I don't. Because I didn't just fight for money. I fought because no one else would. I fought because she couldn't. And in the end, I made sure he couldn't do it to anyone else. My name is Emma, and I buried my mother twice. Once in the ground, and once in a courtroom. But only one of those gave her peace.